Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Patrick Williams, and I wasn't able to make today's meeting, so I wanted to make a brief introductory video so that you would get to know a little bit about me. I'm your new lead developmental English faculty member, and I'm really excited to be in this position. I just recently completed my doctorate at Northern Arizona University in educational leadership with an emphasis in higher education and community college administration. I have about 15 years of teaching experience at the university and community college level. I started off at a regional comprehensive university in Washington State, where I had an opportunity to teach as a lecturer and then again as a senior lecturer, and I learned a lot in the different experiences that I had in that very different climate. I was able to teach everything from African American history to African American literature to my actual field of rhetoric and composition that my master's degree is in, where I taught the basic writing and the first year English composition courses. I also taught online, so there was an opportunity for me to learn how to teach in different modalities. I made the shift from university level teaching to the community college in 2008, and I just love the community college system as well. Since being here at Chandler Gilbert Community College, I've had the opportunity to serve the college in a number of ways. I was a service learning faculty liaison for a number of years. I also was able to help found the first Male Empowerment Network, which is part of the Maricopa Minority Initiative, which is a district initiative that's designed to support minority male students in higher education in order to increase retention and persistence rates. I am now once again an advisor for that MEN chapter starting this semester, and I'm excited to return to that. I teach a number of different preps every semester. I tend to pride my career on teaching expansion, so each semester I have a good mix of teaching developmental writing with first year composition and having one learning community, is usually been the case, that is combined with either literature and English composition or literature with English 102 and film studies. I also teach an ENH 114, which is African American literature, and I'm very happy that course is still in the books. I've done a lot of collaboration. As I mentioned, I worked as a service learning faculty liaison, and I plan to bring the skill of collaboration with me into this new role as developmental lead. My dissertation, I'll tell you briefly about it. I'll try not to bore you, but it focused on faculty-student interaction in the developmental English classroom at the community college level in particular. And what I discovered is that there were very few studies taken from a qualitative perspective on this particular topic. Actually, mine is the second study of its exact design. The first one was conducted in 2012. There is an abundance of quantitative studies at the university and the community college level when it comes to determining what interactions between faculty and students support their retention, but there are, unfortunately, sadly I would say, very few that come from a qualitative perspective and try to identify some of those same factors. And there are even fewer that take in the perspective of the students themselves. The students are usually treated as sort of a passive group when it comes to research studies. So if there are any of you who are considering getting your advanced degree, I would strongly encourage that you include a student perspective, because they are often overlooked in empirical research. Again, I'm excited to take on this role. I teach a lot of developmental courses myself, and so I will try to bring my last 15 years of teaching experience from the university and community college level, along with the knowledge gained from my program and my dissertation experience, into this position in hopes that it would support me. A little bit about our student population when it comes to developmental students, which many of you may know. We have across the nation about 60%, so about 6 of every 10 students that graduate out of high school need at least one developmental course in the core areas of math, English, and reading. Our division is pretty exciting in my opinion, based on the research that I've seen of some programs across the country, because we have a dynamic relationship that exists between our English division and divisions, and reading. We actually made the change to combine those two, and we work closely together. And I think we can all agree that literacy, along with rhetoric, are two of the core foundations of teaching writing. So we have a great marriage between the two in our division, and I think it's just a wonderful thing. But we have a lot of students, and we have a lot of sections to be taught, and so I'm looking forward to working with all of you who will be teaching developmental writing, and I hope to be able to observe your teaching style and your strategies, and maybe provide some sort of insights onto how to be more effective in whatever ways you might want to be effective. I just recently moved into a new office space in the Agave Hall, that brand new building, and I'm in office 1378. I am available to talk with any of you to be able to answer any questions that you might have. Other than that, I tend to be more of a hands-off sort of faculty member when it comes to, everyone else is doing their jobs, but I will do everything that I can to help you understand, what it is that you're trying to do, especially those of you who are teaching developmental writing for the first time. I will let you know that if you never taught it before and you don't have an advanced degree in developmental education, then you're a member of the crew. I mean, about 90% of the faculty members who teach developmental education have very little to no training in that area. Most of us, and I will say us at this point, we were either asked to teach these courses, or we just had some sort of a draw toward them, an interest perhaps. And in my case, when I first started teaching in the year, actually it was in 1998, I was immediately drawn to the developmental level, because I sort of identified with the group who was struggling for one reason or another with being successful in an academic setting. I was the first member of my family to have the opportunity to go to a university to obtain a degree, and I found that at least half of my students and your average class that I taught were also first generation college students. That's a trend that I see at the university and community college level. We also tend to have a lot of second language students who may speak a handful of languages and be extremely intelligent, but because English is their fourth or fifth language, they are placed, sort of shuffled into the developmental courses. So we have other students who are struggling with learning disabilities, and we just have a variety. We have a unique mix of individuals. I will say that based on the research, developmental students in English tend to be the most vulnerable students, especially at the community college level, even more vulnerable than students who enroll into developmental math courses. Most students who test into developmental English, they've had prior experiences with writing where they've sort of internalized this idea, this notion, and sort of been taught that they're incapable of performing well. And so we have to really focus on helping them develop some of their affective intelligence, and helping them develop their confidence, and developing organizational skills and time management, things that we might classify under college success strategies. And so I'll be talking to you more about some of those strategies and some of the things that I've picked up in the current research and some of the trends at our meetings. We will have monthly meetings, and I will invite you via email. And I did send out an invitation for our first meeting that's going to be this Friday, August 21st, from 9:30 to 11 in the Student Success Center, which is in the second floor of the library. I believe it is library room 227. And I'd like to invite all of you who are going to be teaching English 081 or 091 to attend that meeting. And anyone else who's interested in attending or maybe considering teaching the course, I would also like to invite you to the meeting. And one of the things that we'll discuss there will be the brand new course competencies, which I hope you've had an opportunity to look at, because those have to be in your course syllabus. You must have the current competencies for the courses in order to teach them properly. And Chair Ryder has sent out that information. Our new lead English faculty member, Kazia, my wonderful wife and colleague, has also sent out those competencies, I believe, and has put them on the course repository, which is in Canvas. And so you do want to make sure that you have a copy of those and that you incorporate those into your syllabus. Other than that, I will save the rest for our meeting, and I'm looking forward to working with all of you. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your meeting and the rest of your day. Take care.